moving on from looking at chromosomes, we now need to think about how they're moved and manipulated when cells divide, and that's in the cell cycle, and the main cell division part of that is in mitosis. So basically, though, cells divide in a series of stages called the cell cycle. Okay, that's quite simple, really, isn't it? And it is quite a simple process. Nothing is complicated. Okay, the important part, though, is that you've only got a limited amount of genetic material, so you've got to double it up before it divides. Otherwise, you would run out of genetic material and cells wouldn't function and we wouldn't be here. So the first stage, and the most important stage, is that the genetic material, okay, is doubled. These are two main bits, and then divided into two identical cells. Now, identical is the important, really important bit here. Okay, they are two identical cells. There is no difference between them at all. They're absolutely identical. So it doubles and then it divides up. Okay, but you also need to do something else. Otherwise, if it divides too rapidly, you can end up running out of your subcellular structures, like your ribosomes and your ribosomes and mitochondria. So before a cell divides, it needs to grow and increase the number of I love this word, cellular structures. Okay, subcellular, it's just, yes, okay. E.g. ribosomes and mitochondria. Okay, that's really important. Okay, and also, and the DNA replicates. So this is your chromosomes, replicates to form, two copies of each chromosome, is a better way of putting it, of each chromosome. Okay, so that's quite an important bit. Now, there is a question that comes up fairly regularly. Over the years, I have seen it probably 10-20 times over the last 30 years. And and this is what the graph will look like. Okay, they sometimes do a slightly different graph to do with meiosis, which is slightly different to mitosis. So this is simple cell division. To increase that quite a bit. And then we go across, and this is a graph it looks like. Looks a bit odd. Ooh, why did that jump down there? Don't want it down there. Okay, a bit of a rough graph, this one. And the important thing is that you've got 2n, that means you've got 2 pairs of each chromosome. The DNA then replicates to form 4n, so this is genetic material, or amount of genetic material. And it's quite a difficult concept, really. But if you think about it, it's logical. You've got 2 of each chromosome, n is the number of chromosomes separately. Okay, each type, n is the number of each type of chromosome. You've got 2 normally in your cell. You double it up, and then they split up to go back to 2n. So this is time along the bottom. And this is where cell division occurs. Okay. And that's that. In the next video, I'm going to look at the actual cell division part in more detail. That's the mitosis bit. So I'll see you then.